Hi, everybody. This is Michael Blake, patent, trademark, and copyright attorney in Milford, Connecticut. I read an interesting case on copyrights, and I wanted to share it with you. And just so you know, copyrights are automatically created whenever anyone creates something creative, such as a photograph, a drawing, artwork, poem, screenplay, video work, film work, sculpture. And one thing you should remember is if you see an image on the internet or a video clip, don't just grab it and put it on your own website, because that could be copyright infringement. But there are exceptions to copyright infringement. There's a fair use factor, several factors that are a good defense to copyright infringement. And I'll talk a little bit about that in this case. So the case is a Supreme Court case from 2023, called Warhol versus Goldsmith, and the citation is 143 SCT 1258. And what happened in that case is a photographer named Lynn Goldsmith took photographs of an up-and-coming musical artist named Prince back in 1981 for Newsweek magazine. Around 1984, the magazine Vanity Fair wanted to use that same photograph that Goldsmith took to create a new piece of art by Andy Warhol, where he used that original photograph and made a purple silk screen based on that photograph of Prince. Goldsmith granted that license. However, what Andy Warhol also did was he created a whole series of pieces called the Orange Prince series based on that same 1981 photo. Presumably that went beyond the license that Goldsmith granted to Vanity Fair. Around 2016, Prince died, and Condé Nast, the parent company of Vanity Fair, licensed the Orange Prince series of images for its magazine article talking about the death of Prince. Goldsmith finds out about that Orange Prince series only in 2016 and notifies the Andy Warhol Foundation of infringement. The Andy Warhol Foundation sues Goldsmith for declaratory judgment, and in the alternative, seeking an order from the court saying that there was a fair use exception to the copyright claim. So the district court, the first court that heard this case, found that the Andy Warhol Foundation had a good defense under the fair use doctrine, and there was therefore no damages that Goldsmith could collect. Goldsmith appeals. The appeals court reversed and fines for Goldsmith, saying there was copyright infringement and the fair use exceptions do not apply in this case. The Supreme Court heard this case and issued its opinion in May of 2023. So what are the fair use exceptions? There's four factors under the fair use exception. The first one is purpose and character of the use, including whether the use is of a commercial nature or is for nonprofit educational purposes. The second factor is the nature of the copyrighted work. The third factor is the amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole. And the fourth factor is the effect of the use upon the potential market for or value of the copyrighted work. So, as many of you may remember, when you were in school, A lot of times you could copy photographs and images and put it in your reports. Teachers could do the same for their presentations. And generally, teachers and students have a fair use exception from copyright for these educational purposes. However, what Condé Nast did and Andy Warhol did was not protected or exempted under the fair use factors. The courts found that Goldsmith only granted a limited license to Vanity Fair to create the purple silkscreen image that it used in 1984. What Andy Warhol did was went way beyond that license and created a whole series of images. And then when those were published in 2016, the photographer found out about it, and she won her case eventually. She actually lost in the district court, but then won in the appellate court, and then it got appealed again to the Supreme Court, and she won again. So the lesson here is just be super careful about copying things, especially from the internet, because that could be copyright infringement unless you have a license or permission, or it's in the public domain. All right, thank you very much.